The bears are in absolute disbelief today as Bitcoin marches up and taps 88,000 US dollars. Cut. I am recording this at the end of the video because I forgot to mention it, but Blowfin is doing a limited time offer right now. Go ahead, check out my referral link in the description down below. They are one of my favorite exchanges for leveraged trading specifically, and you can get some really awesome rewards, such as a 10% cash back on any deposit up to $1,000. So if you do trade crypto, definitely don't miss out on that offer. But let's get back to the video. So yeah, we definitely got a flying knife on the charts right now into price discovery, and because of that, there's not really too much TA I can do on this. This is the scenario we talked about in which we did not swing fail the liquidity. We just continued on up through, as I said, was possible in previous cycles. If we were to fractal something like 2020 and break through the all-time highs, Bitcoin should not slow down at all. It should not even retest the range. That is exactly what we are seeing. So I would say do not fade Bitcoin here. Do not try to short Bitcoin here. But at the same time, don't do the opposite. Don't be fumbling into the market right now. I think large leverage flushes are definitely on the table at this point. And even for spot, it's not the time to be buying Bitcoin. The time to be buying spot positions was down here in 2023. Does that mean nothing in the market right now has good opportunity? No, but the opportunity cost for Bitcoin is gone. The risk to reward is gone, at least for a shorter term investment. Maybe you're going to buy some to hedge yourself against the US dollar because you think it's going to back the US dollar soon here, which actually might play out. But I think our focus should now shift to the altcoin market, the risk on assets, the meme coins. I think all of this stuff is going to start going as soon as Bitcoin slows down. It's certainly Bitcoin's time to shine, and that's probably why many of your guys' portfolios haven't been doing anything too crazy. They're probably still kind of underperforming Bitcoin at the moment, and that's all by design. This happens every single cycle. When you leave the range and start breaking out into price discovery, Bitcoin leads the charge, and it's not until Bitcoin actually slows down in which you actually see the start of the altcoin season. Last cycle, it was December, January of 2020 into 2021, which is where you see the rotation start going into altcoins. You see altcoins start performing very well with Bitcoin, and then once you start this distribution range back here is where you see a lot of that momentum pick up for your risk on assets, and then it's not until the final wave here where your meme coins start to pop off. I think the meme coins might go a little bit sooner this cycle just because that's what we've seen so far. We've already seen a lot of stuff go crazy within here, so it could be a bit of a super cycle there in that regard. But yeah, I would say don't worry if your bags are underperforming right now. Liquidity is just getting sucked out of the market and put into Bitcoin, and then once Bitcoin starts to top out, once Bitcoin starts to distribute a little bit, that's where you should see the altcoins run, and that's going to be our biggest sign for a top actually coming in. The biggest top signal is going to be other coins outperforming Bitcoin, especially meme coins. Now, when can we see this rotation into other assets, and should you be trying to rotate this? Should you rotate into Bitcoin to try to catch the run and then rotate back to risk on? Definitely not doing that because, like I said, the opportunity cost is just not there for Bitcoin anymore. I think we're at a region where we could already start topping out, right? I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin start to distribute a little bit here, and then the top actually comes in sooner than many expect at a lower price than many expect, and this is where your altcoins start to go absolutely parabolic. I think a lot of people were originally calling for these targets when we were in this range, right? A lot of people were saying, hey, the top's probably going to be $80,000, $100,000, but now that we're actually here, everyone's calling for much higher price targets. Everybody's calling for $250,000 per Bitcoin. But I think we got to stay level-headed, not get caught up in this parabolic price action into thinking Bitcoin has to go to some crazy target, even though it is very possible. We're seeing that catalyst emerge that could easily send Bitcoin to market caps of something like gold. It's not unrealistic at all. But yeah, you're probably noticing the chart is super clean. There's no indicators or anything like that because we're just in price discovery. Not much you can do on it. The one thing we do have is a higher time frame bear div coming in here on the 1 week. So we got to keep this in mind. We got a bit of trend here. So if we connect those highs, we could be looking for some resistance up in here. I would not be surprised to see it break up $90,000. It's going to cause a lot of headlines. Watch out for $90,000 being a place where we could start distributing for Bitcoin, especially with this bear div and trend that we have going on. Just watch out for it. Not saying to put any blind limits, definitely not. We could easily rip through those price targets. But yeah, this would be kind of my first zone to be watching out for, so I'll mark it out on the chart. We'll see how that plays out. Let's jump out of Bitcoin though. Let's talk about when we could see this rotation into more of your altcoins, risk on assets. And I think it's going to be on the break of all-time highs for Ethereum. So jumping over to Ethereum now, we can use some of these indicators. Let's jump in here to the daily time frame so we can get into more of the more relative range. You see a big point of control we're coming up to right here on the charts. This is the previous sweep level. Let me take that out. But yeah, this would be a big level to watch. I think if we can flip this into support, but yeah, this would be a big level to watch, right? Let's see if we can get above the 3,500 region. If we can flip this into support, then you're definitely going to be looking to start hunting liquidity up here. If we can do that, then you're looking to go for all-time highs. And I think once you do this break, right, this grab, that is where the altcoins are going to start going absolutely crazy. This is when the real euphoria should begin, right? When Ethereum breaks all-time highs, you're going to see money start getting rotated into your risk on assets for sure. And I do think that could happen very, very soon here. I think Ethereum is in honey badger mode, and with something like the Russell about to make all-time highs, it would make a lot of sense for this big run in our assets outside of Bitcoin to start going very, very soon here. So we'll be watching the Russell very carefully to see what it does at this all-time high, right? Let's see if this is a swing failure, if it's going to come back down and settle for a bit before running, or if this is just going to break out kind of like Bitcoin did and confluence with that. Let's see if Ethereum goes ahead, bangs its head here and kind of settles out before running, or if it is also going to just break out and go. And I think those two charts will kind of gauge what the altcoin market is going to do. But yeah, as of now, I don't really want to predict anything. I have no idea where Bitcoin is going to land off. We are only trying to react to the markets here, and with current price action, there's nothing to really react to. We got to wait for price to settle, see where it wants to land. As of now, Bitcoin clearly doesn't care about your TA. As we talked about, we were making this big CME gap, did not get respected, left this behind. Could we come back and grab this? Absolutely. If we did reject from this like 90K region that I drew out on the other chart, this would make some sense, right? Pull back there, then go up for a secondary run. And if we had this happen, it would give us more clear answers as to where Bitcoin's going to top out, right? If we just continue to march here, I think Bitcoin's going to go higher than if we are to show weakness. As soon as we show weakness and can fill the CME gap, that's going to have me more inclined to believe a 100K swing failure is more likely on the table. And this is kind of what you play out. We have to wait for this, right? We will see if price action does something like this. If it does, then we'll have those warning signs. If not, I have no reason to fade Bitcoin right now. We'll just have to see what does in fact happen. But if you do have any questions about anything I talked about, or just want to join the community for this channel, link to my Discord is in the description down below. Also got a bunch of exchange partners down there, so feel free to check those out. Get yourself some nice bonuses and rewards, especially on Blowfin for that limited time offer. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.